What up, though? What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on? Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. What's up, y'all? Going live again, man. I'm back. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute. How long has it been? Been a minute. It's been a minute. You feel me? It's been a minute. I've been dropping the videos, but man, what's up? What's going on with y'all in the chat, man? What's going on with y'all, man? What's going on with y'all? Holla at your boy, man, when you see him in the street. Minicamp is a wrap. Minicamp is a wrap. Minicamp is a wrap. The next time you'll see your Carolina Panthers in uniform and on the field will be training camp when stuff gets real in the field. In Wofford, we know how the heat is gonna be. They keep talking about the heat, but it's gonna be a scorcher, man. It's gonna be a scorcher. Nevertheless, I'm Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk, bringing you a live stream. We're recapping minicamp, going for a little bit. Obviously, the game is at 9 o'clock. I'm not going to hold y'all up. I got to see the game, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see the game, too. So I'm not going to be before y'all long. Y'all go ahead, sit back, crack open y'all a beer. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. It's a beautiful day. It's Friday Junior. Ice up, son David. What up, though? Jerza, greetings from Sweden. What up, though? From the other side of the map. I appreciate you tuning in. Sweden, man. Sweden. Shout out to Sweden. Shout out to Sweden, man. Panthers are kings. What up, though, brother? It's been a minute. What up, though? It says Goku said, Super Saiyan Goku 44 says it's already hot in Spartanburg. It's hot everywhere, man. To be honest, it's hot everywhere. It's hot everywhere. Let me turn my hat forward so y'all can see the cap, man. But hey, we got a lot of things to talk about. Minicamp is 3 days in a row. Obviously, the rookies had their camp. They had OTAs, voluntary, keyword voluntary for the people in the back, voluntary OTAs. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, mandatory OTAs where if you don't attend, a player doesn't attend, they get fined. Okay, so we had pretty good turnout. Matt Rule said elite turnout. I don't know what elite turnout means. You can just say perfect attendance, I guess. I just he just said elite turnout. You know, he's been throwing that word elite around a lot. I don't know if he's using it correctly. He told when he told Fitterer that he was being elite in the draft we're doing elite. We have an elite discipline and elite patience. Like, what is that? What is elite patience? I don't know, but I got a kick out of it, man. Y'all appreciate y'all tuning in. Give the video a thumbs up if you have not, man. We rocking today. Got a lot of things to talk about on the docket, man. How are we gonna start this off? How are we going to start this off? Because there's a ton of headlines that came out. Let's start where y'all care about. Let's start at the most important position on the team, the most important position in football, one of the most important positions in sports. Arguably, but not much of an argument, the most important position in sports, the quarterback position. The Carolina Panthers, they're still on the hunt for one, man. We know, we've heard this story before. We're still on the hunt for one. There's a lot to do with this quarterback position. And I got you guys. I got you, Panthers. I cannot see. And we're going to talk about that because the quarterback position is interesting. Let's start with the rumors. Let's start with the outside. Let's start outside of the organization. Outside the organization, the elephant in the room is Baker Mayfield. Now, not the elephant that trampled that one lady that came to her funeral and trampled her again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all heard about that, but yeah, there was an elephant out there in India, I think, something like that. Trampled a woman, showed up to her village again, trampled and destroyed the village, and then went to her funeral and trampled her corpse. Apparently, she was helping poachers take her baby. That's the type of elephant in the room when it comes to the Panthers, I guess, for Baker Mayfield. Now, these rumors have been swirling for a minute now. I didn't want to believe it. We heard that the Panthers weren't interested in Baker Mayfield. We heard that Baker Mayfield wasn't interested in the Panthers. But then when the night gets late, the music starts to slow down, people are looking for a dance partner. What happens? Your standards start to adjust. Your standards start to adjust as the 10th and 11th and 12th hour start to come at the prom or at the dance. You start looking around who ain't got no partner. Baker Mayfield ain't got no partner. He's the odd man out in Cleveland, clearly. Now, just Cleveland, their situation is just ridiculous. Like, imagine you got the DW situation. You got the DW situation. All those headlines. He may get suspended, may not. Who knows what the NFL is going to do? But then you got Baker Mayfield here, who you moved on before you broke up. You know, you really moved on before you broke up. You might have been separated from that quarterback, but you moved on before you even got divorced and the papers was signed. You moved on before then. So now you got a mess. You got a divorce going on. Your old wife ain't moved out, but your new wife already done moved in, but your new wife got issues. It's like a marriage up there, man. It is messy. But Baker Mayfield, he has been tied to the Panthers since the draft. There was talk about the Panthers and them going back and forth. The Panthers going back and forth. And hold on, man. ICP said that BBW look a little different after a few shots. Listen, man. Baker Mayfield. He ain't the sexiest quarterback out there, but when your quarterback is one of the worst or second to worst rated in the league, it's hard not to find an upgrade out there, man. So I understand the Baker Mayfield sentiments. I'm not mad at it. A lot of people are pissed off about the asking price. Somebody's saying like, oh, make them eat a certain amount of salary and the Panthers will give up a late round pick. How late is late? Because people, from what I saw on Twitter, people are up in arms about the asking price. They're up in arms about the asking price. Why? I don't know. To me, a late round pick is a 6th round pick, a 7th, maybe a 5th at best. Maybe. And I'm no draft guru. I feel like a mid-round pick is a 2nd and 3rd, 4th, maybe. And then 5, 6, 7 is late. That's just me. And if late is is that what's the harm? I know some of y'all are down for roll. Some people are down with rolling with Sam. That's cool. If they get Baker, I don't understand why people don't understand that's a clear upgrade. They're saying that Baker Mayfield had the perfect scenario around him and he underachieved. When has Sam Darnold ever underachieved? He hasn't achieved anything. You have to achieve something to underachieve. Underachieving means there were expectations and you didn't meet them. What expectations did Sam Darnold have that he didn't meet that made him, like I said, underachiever? At least there were expectations for Baker Mayfield based off of what he had done in the past, based on the weapons they had got him, based on the offensive line, the running game. They thought that Baker would be a lot better. I'm not even going to talk about the injuries because people ignore that. I'm going to ignore it right now too, just like them. But Baker Mayfield might have underachieved. But like I said, when you underachieve or you disappoint somebody, that means there are expectations. We had low expectations for Sam Darnold already. Let's be clear. And we're talking about a 5th, 6th, or a 7th round pick, guys. A 5th, 6th, or a 7th. I mean, come on, man. I'm not losing sleep. I'm not losing sleep over that little of asking price. Shoot, they even floated a quarterback swap. If Fitter could pull off getting Baker Mayfield and swapping him completely for Sam Darnold, that would be a great heist. I would prefer that anyway, just to not to muddy up the quarterback room anymore. But a quarterback swap, that's not the worst thing in the world, guys. It's not the worst thing in the world. But my thought process about this is like, if we're still in talks with Baker Mayfield or a vet, like if it's an older vet, that was cool. I know the Nick Foles rumors were out there. People still want Cam to come out because of the experience. I understand. I'm not sure if Cam will be here after. I don't think he wanted to be here anyway, but especially after his comments on that podcast, I don't see Cam coming back. I don't see it. I don't see it. I would love it, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I think the focus, I mean, Cam, we know him. He's a leader, box office, instant enthusiasm amongst the team, the locker room, and the fan base. But I'm not sure if Matt Rule wants to tussle with a Cam Newton-like media storm. I mean, love him or hate him, Cam Newton is going to bring a lot of eyes and attention on the team regardless. And Matt Rule's in his third year. He said he came out during minicamp and said that he felt the pressure from outside. He felt the outside pressure. Does he want to deal with something like that? Matt Rule's still trying to find his legs. Does he want to deal with something like that when his seat is hot? I don't think so. Nevertheless, I think that if they wanted to bring an older one, cool. Now, Baker Mayfield, that tells me that you're trying to win now, but also groom your future, Matt Corral, going forward. But it also has raised a question like, if you're so interested in a vet quarterback or Baker Mayfield with your quarterback room as is, what kind of indictment is that on Matt Corral? Because if you're scrambling and panicking to add somebody to that quarterback room, what does that say about Matt Corral? What does it say about him? I mean, what does it say about Matt Corral? Matt Corral's been very confident in all his interviews. He's been very confident about his ability. He just says it's mental for him. He said it's his mental. He has confidence in the physical part, but being that he's been a guy that hasn't been in the huddle in college, or a lot of no huddle, or a lot of RPO stuff, has to call plays and memorize stuff. It's a big adjustment knowing the pre-snap reads and stuff. A lot of the knock on Matt Corral was him not being able to scan the field or this, that, or the third, and all this stuff about him being a one-read quarterback because he played in the RPO system. I heard it all. Some people want to start day one. Some people want to sit the whole year. Some people want to sit a couple games until Sam Darnold messes up. If you waiting on Sam Darnold to mess up before you play him, it may happen sooner than you think. It may have been week one, to be honest. I'm just going to let you know. Nevertheless, the knock on Matt Corral was him not being able to process certain things in a full field reads. That's what I heard. That's what the knock. I mean, I watched Matt Corral. I didn't really see that myself. I'll defer to people that are into the draft like that and say that stuff that perpetuate these narratives. I want to talk about what Matt Rule said about Matt Corral in terms of him reading defenses and scanning the field. Let's do it.
I think Matt's done a nice job. I mean, I think the way Ben kind of says this, when the ball snapped, Matt's natural instincts are usually pretty right on. Like there was a play today, he went to the left and wasn't there, he came right back to the right. You find a young guy that can scan the field like that, that's really good. The pre-snap is what's getting him a little bit, getting in the huddle, mastering the play call, getting the line of scrimmage, making a protection call, changing the cadence, shifting the motion. It's just different, right? I mean, I think if you polled the guys on our offense that are under the age of like 26, most of them have never been in the huddle, until they get here. So it's just a different world. I think Sam, I saw Sam's press conference yesterday. I think some of you guys asked him that. And I think he said it's just a different world. And so, but I think the arrow's definitely pointed up for Matt. But it's going to take him time.
Look, man, I don't know if y'all heard that, but he said that. Wait, what was the word about one more time?
I think Matt's done a nice job. I mean, I think
listen to it.
The way Ben kind of says this, when the ball snapped, Matt's natural instincts are usually pretty right on. Like
his natural instincts.
He went to the left and wasn't there, he came right back to the right. You find a young guy that can scan the field like that, that's really good. Matt's natural.
One more time for the people in the back.
Usually pretty right on. Like there was a play today, he went to the left and wasn't there, he came right back to the right. You find a young guy that can scan the field like that, that's really good. The pre-snap is what's getting him a little bit, getting in the huddle, mastering the play call, getting the line of scrimmage, making a protection call.
All right. The naysayer said that Matt Corral can't scan the field. He's one read. He don't scan the full field of reads. That's what the naysayer said. Matt Rule today said that when you see a young guy that goes from the first read to a second, it's a good sign because he's a young guy that can do that. Wow. It's almost like people are wrong. People were wrong. It's almost like people were wrong about Matt Corral. Maybe granted, yes, it's just practice. It's just mini camp. There's no pads on. There's no pass rush. It's not a real game. People aren't trying to hit him. I get all the excuses. But when you practice, perfect practice, listen, man, I ain't going to preach on here. Practice don't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And so if he's doing this in practice and showing that to the coaches to the point that Matt Rule is willing to put it out there and say that and talk about him, and Ben saying this, also saying that his first read after pre-snap is pretty spot on. Interesting. Now, obviously, like he said, the administrative stuff, the pre-snap, the play call, getting in the huddle, all that stuff that he never really did in college in the Lane Kiffin system, that stuff is going to come with time. That's the mental part. Even Matt Corral talked about that himself. It's going to come with time and experience. But he's going to work. That stuff you can work on yourself. He said he was going to talk in the mirror, run the play calls, take his checks and reads, he's been traveling with his whiteboard. This dude's going to do whatever it takes. He said that himself. They asked him what did he think he needed to do to get ready. He just said the mental part. The mental. Once he gets the mental part, learn the playbook, processing, everything else, he should be fine. He said he had confidence in his physical ability, but he said his mental is just as important to put it all together. And he's got the right mentality, man. He's got the right mentality to be the guy, but when will he be the guy? That's the biggest question. Because what we also heard out of minicamp is Sam Darnold was hooping. We heard a lot about Sam Darnold. We saw some clips, the deep ball to Terrace Marshall, the touchdown passes, him yelling at people and yelling at the team when they got a false start during certain periods. Apparently, Sam Darnold was dealing. Maybe getting him competition for that quarterback position was the key. Maybe it was the key. Because I look back at Sam Darnold's history. Going back to high school, he's been good. He's never had the battle for his position. He's never had a quarterback battle. He's been handed everything just because he's been so talented. High school, USC, handed a position young. I mean, that game he had in the Rose Bowl with Sam Darnold versus Penn State, where that's when I first found out about Saquon Barkley. That was the most craziest games ever. Two breakout performances by Saquon, breakout performance by Darnold. Darnold had been on the scene since, had the keys to the USC franchise from then. Drafted top 5 by the Jets. No competition. You top 5, you going on the field. They brought in Teddy. They brought in what? A couple other guys. What's his name? Josh McCown. They gave it to Sam. Last year, gave him the keys. They got rid of Teddy, kept Sam, gave him the keys. This is the first time he's had to battle for his position. Maybe this is what he needed to put him over the top. I'm not going to be fooled. He's going to have to show me. He's going to have to show me, man. I ain't from Missouri, but he's going to have to show me. He's going to have to show me, dog. I'm not going to believe it. However, maybe competition will bring out the best in him. Maybe having somebody breathing on his neck, maybe having the media question every move he makes, maybe the media questioning him about Matt Corral or the trade rumors, Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, Matt Stafford, whatever you want to say. Like, maybe that type of rumors, I don't know why I said Matt Stafford, that was last year. Maybe that type of rumors and stuff is the kick in the rear. Maybe it's the kick in the rear that he plays well, or at least plays well enough to not force Matt Corral to be the day one starter, because I personally would not like Matt Corral as the day one starter. I would like Sam to get a couple games under his belt, let Matt learn a little bit, whatever. Let's figure out what we have on the team. Let's figure out how solid this offensive line is going to be. I think they're going to be solid and improve, but let's figure that out. But Sam has never had competition for his position. But when your replacement is likely on the roster, you start acting a little different. You know what I'm saying? You get a little uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It ain't sweet. It ain't sweet. You know what I'm saying? Things ain't sweet out there. So I understand. Maybe this is what Sam needed. Maybe this is what he needed. Maybe it's what he needed. I don't know. You guys let me know. Okay? Let me know. But we got to move on. Because the headline for me thing that stuck out is Matt Rule's approach to minicamp this year was a little bit different. I'm not a fan of any other teams. I don't pay attention that deep to other teams. But he elected to give all of the vets the minicamp off. Something different. Outside the box. He tried to give them something different. So we had no Taylor Moe in. All the quarterbacks in there. No Taylor Moe in. I think DJ took less reps. I think Dante didn't practice. JC, Corbett, Bozeman was sick a couple of days, but he came out there. A lot of various players didn't practice. This is a different approach. You give the young guys a lot of time to shine. Now, the one thing I will say about this team is they have a lot more depth than before, so maybe getting a look at the backups mixed in with some starters is a smart way to go. Look, I mean, it's 2022, man. Life's too short to be extra negative. I've been a Matt Rule critic. Y'all been watching my channel for a minute. I've been a Matt Rule critic. I'm going to start giving them a little bit more benefit of the doubt. This is year 3, a full offseason. We have a lot more veteran coaches in here. They seem like he's taking a step back from personnel moves, per se. He's taking a different approach. I was skeptical on Ron Rivera. I wanted Ron Rivera fired. I think that was the year before year 3, right? I wanted him fired. But Jerry Richardson stuck beside him. Lo and behold, I'm a Ron Rivera fan now. I'm a big Ron Rivera fan. I take up for whatever. So I'm going to give Matt Rule a chance. I had to remember how long I've actually been a Panthers fan and what kind of stuff we've been through. Because it's possible we've been here before. Maybe Matt Rule turns it around in year 3 and shows some signs of life. Maybe. Maybe not. But maybe. Maybe. But regardless, he gave the vets. He gave the vets time. He gave the vets time. J-Boss said my hat's fire. Appreciate it, man. This that vintage, John. This that vintage, John. This is my favorite hat now. This is my favorite hat. It feels like a glove, baby. It feels like a glove. But maybe this new approach will do something. Shaq Thompson raved about him being more of taking a player's coaching style, like giving more ownership to the player. Matt Rule said this is business as usual. He said usually pretty much every stop he's made around this time, once he gets comfortable with the players, he tends to try to give them more ownership. Let them make certain choices. Let them handle certain things. Have leadership councils within the team that can make decisions. He's got Ben McAdoo, and a guy that has a lot of experience, has been around the block, has played with some veteran quarterbacks, was with the Cowboys last year. Offensive coordinator and head coach for the Giants, got to coach Eli Manning, a vet. Has dealt with diva receivers like Odell Beckham. Has been through the ringer, seen the highs and the lows, been through the playoffs and been fired, obviously, for his lack of whatever. Steve Wilkes, very experienced. James Campen, very experienced. He has the guy. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because this coaching staff, I have a lot of faith in this coaching staff. Now, Matt Rule has some room to grow when it comes to game management, clock management, not burning your timeouts. Yes. But the other stuff before that, I feel pretty good about it. Now, how does this turn out in the long run in the season? I don't know. Does this equal wins automatically? No. You don't win games on paper. But having proper preparation from a good coaching staff helps. So I'm going to give Rule benefit of the doubt, man. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So this year, Sideshow Boss said he thinks Joe Brady was a big problem. Interesting. Ander, what up, though? Donald does see Sam as a contender, pretender mentality. Whenever a person's back is against the wall, they have nothing to lose. Very true. Career may be on line. Everybody said, do we get Baker? I don't know, man. We'll see. He said, we think we win 8 games. Interesting. But nevertheless, I'm putting it on record now. I'm giving Matt Rule the benefit of the doubt. I was wrong about Ron Rivera. I wanted Ron fired. Like I said, I'm going to act like I've been here before. There's a lot of fans in this fan base that don't remember that far back. They don't remember Ron Rivera having his back against the wall before he became multiple-time coach of the year. They don't remember Ron Rivera having his back against the wall and people wanting him fired and Jerry Richardson giving him another chance. I'm going to act like I've been here before. I'm going to act like it. And I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt this year. I like the moves they've made this all season. I feel like Matt is more self-aware. Like I said, it's giving the players more ownership. The players pretty much like them anyway. The players pretty much liked him anyway. It was mainly the fan base, the national media, that started to get a little bit more skeptical this year. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, man. I'm not saying I'm a fan or anything, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. It's year 3. But let's keep it moving, man, because, like, I'm looking at my script. Sorry, guys, if I seem distracted. I'm looking at my script. Because I got a lot of stuff on this list. A lot of stuff. Okay. All right. So let's talk about we got to talk about the elephant in the room, man. Talk about the other elephant in the room. Let's talk about Robbie Anderson. Time to talk about Robbie. Big Shot Rob, Sideshow Rob, whatever you want to call it. Before we get into talking about Robbie Anderson, we got people on here that hasn't given the video a thumbs up. Please give the video a thumbs up. It only take 2 seconds. It only cost you a thing. If you want to show some love, go down to the website, ubsportstalk.com, if you want to order some merchandise and support. I got the jersey in the background. This ain't for sale yet, but I got the jersey in the background. Go buy some merch if you want to shoot me some on Cash App or Venmo, Dunk on Demand. I appreciate any kind of super chats or whatever. I appreciate all the love. If you want to support, like I said, subscribe. If you have not subscribed, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you have not subscribed to the channel, we're doing Panthers content. Training camp finna come up. It's finna be all kind of news. I'm on top of it. We talking it up. We chopping it up just like this. If you want to miss it during training camp, I mean, you could be a square if you want to. But if you don't want to be a square, hit the subscribe button. I'm just joking. But hit the subscribe button. Okay? Sideshow Rob said, I'm here, ain't I? Ain't I? Let's talk about Robbie, man. Take a Robbie. Boy, Robbie Anderson is a character, man. I like Robbie. Is this the emoji for Robbie? The palm tree to the hairstyle. Dwayne, this thing, no. What up, Dwayne? What up, though? David Barber said people talk about building a franchise the right way, but then the same fans get impatient. To be honest, it don't take that long to build a team. We need to see a big step this year. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but we need to see a big step. I mean, they can surprise us. I know we were a little bit wary about quarterback. They can surprise us. I had no hope when Kelvin Benjamin went down in training camp. I had no hope. We ended up going to the Super Bowl. So that's what I'm trying to tell people. You just never know how the NFL can go, bro. The Bengals had one of the worst offensive lines, had good quarterback play and a good receiver. Some playmakers on defense made it to the Super Bowl. You just never know what combination of players in the team and coaches will work. You just never know. Every year is different. That's why I love the NFL. Everybody's got a chance every year. Now, some teams just ran poorly. They do whatever. Everybody's got a chance every year. So until until I start seeing stuff on the field and us going bad with it, then all right, then I'll get skeptical, I guess, and start talking about that. Regardless, we're gonna break it down either way. Trill said his hairstyle and he's built like a tree. Y'all get off my man Robbie, but let's talk about him. Robbie tweeted out that Robbie had that tweet. Y'all saw that tweet? Did y'all see Robbie's tweet? What'd he say? What Robbie say? Robbie said he was contemplating retirement, homie. He was contemplating retirement. He changed his name, changed his number. Then he said, I'm thinking about retiring. The rumors started swirling. Because Robbie was going to hang it up. Does he not want to play for Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield that bad to the point that he would really retire and pay back $19 million? I know Sam Darnold's not the best, but damn. Boy, if Sam Darnold got guys willing to contemplate and hand him back $19 million because they don't want to catch passes from him or Baker Mayfield, we have a problem. We have a problem. Nevertheless, Robbie seems like he wants out. He had the great year with Teddy. And things just, it didn't work last year. His production was reduced by 50%. Receivers, we know how they are. If they're not getting the ball, they're not happy. If they're not winning, they're not happy. We seen Rob on the sideline making crazy faces at Sam. But then when he was asked about why he said no on Instagram about Baker Mayfield coming, he said he was defending Sam Darnold. I'm confusion. That's what I got to say. I'm confusion. That's what the kids say. I'm confusion. Now I'm confusion. I'm confused. Because, like, dude, what do you want to do, man? What you want to do, man? What you want to do, man? Because, like, I understand it's not the most ideal situation to be in with the rebuild. I know it's not the ideal situation to be trying to be catching passes from Sam Darnold or a rookie or possibly Baker Mayfield. But come on, man. Come on, man. Nevertheless, what is Robbie? He's fine, man. He's fine. I expect people are talking about Robbie's drops a lot. People talk about Robbie's production. Like, oh, Robbie, he needs to worry about he needs to worry about catching passes while he's over here worrying about Sam Darnold or whatever and this, that, whatever. He said, I'm like, Robbie, what do you want to do, fam? What do you want to do? Because this ain't it. But I want to show y'all something. Because people talk about Robbie's play, talking about the drops, talking about the loss in production. I looked at some of the numbers because Matt Rule's asked about it. They asked Rob, they asked Matt Rule, like, what was the difference between this year and last year? He was saying, like, Robbie lined up in the slot more. Robbie lined up in the slot more. He caught shorter pass, like different things about the system being different and all this and that, and it was BS. People talking about the drops, I think it was overblown. me show y'all. It's my bad. Confirming this is Robbie. Sorry. Look at the drops. Let's look at the drops. I mean, seven drops. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? I think y'all can. It's a little delay, so it'll catch up in a second. But look at this. Different system. Average depth of target was a lot lower. In general, it's a whole different. I mean, granted, he was a deep threat before they kind of used him, but like the average depth of target, pretty similar. But like, I think it's a little overblown on Robbie's play. Obviously, I think Sam Darnold played a factor in that. Let's see if I can find DJ Moore stats. Let's find DJ Moore. DJ Moore. Denniston. All right, here's the drops. 10 drops. Oops. DJ had 10 drops. Shit. Go down here. My computer sucks, guys. My computer sucks. All right. Here's the drops. 10. 10 drops. Look at the drop percentage. 6.1%. I mean, after the average depth of target. Look at those targets, though. Targets way up. But the drop percentage, I don't know why. I think it's ads. But the drop percentage is the same. Pretty consistent, man. A lot of stuff is overblown. If your that's what they have. That's why drop percentage is. That's why drop percentage is a thing. That's why it's a thing. Because look, the drop percentage, they've been up the past 2 years, but just as much as last year. Just as much. I gotta get off this. There's too many ads on this website. My man, Mr. Luke Kazin came in and said that, man, you so nice getting these folks' hopes up. My football team in Charlotte cooking with no seasoning. What up, though? A wise man once told me, if you ain't sneezing, you ain't seasoning. Y'all take that home with you for free. If you ain't sneezing, you ain't sneezing. Thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate you, bro. You the man, dog. He said DJ has struggled with drops and fumbles since his rookie year. More so fumbles early on than drops now. But, like I said, with more targets comes more responsibility. His targets have 163 is a lot of targets. I mean, Brad had a career year, dog. Career year. I agree. I think it's overblown also. But I think Robbie's good, man. I'm expecting, Matt said he expects a big year from Robbie. Ideal situation is if he doesn't play good, Terrence Marshall Jr. makes a leap enough to pass Robbie. He makes enough to maybe he plays well enough to pass Robbie. Maybe. That'd be the ideal scenario. But, all right. One quick thing. Let's talk about this Carlos Dunlap rumor. I dropped a video, obviously, about Carlos Dunlap possibly not possibly. He visited and possibly being added to this roster. The size, the strength, 8.5 sacks last year, 8 of them down the stretch in the last, 6 games, I said. Dunlap, I mean, he would be a good addition. They haven't brought him in. Matt Rule said that it's just talk at this point. They wanted to see what was going on. Okay, whatever. Will they add somebody, though? That talk, like I said, I always try to think outside the box. Them wanting to add a guy like Carlos Dunlap, who isn't like just full-fledged, bona fide, like superstar or whatever, that's an indictment on what they feel they have at their position. Another thing that came out of this is during OTAs and stuff is Matt Rule talked about YGM, eat your gross mottos, and his biggest thing for him is staying healthy. Saying that when he stayed healthy, he's been able to make plays because he can rush inside, he can rush on the edge, has a good motor, he's tough, strong, whatever, good against the run, whatever. Just hadn't been able to see the field because of injuries mainly. In this quest to replace Hassan Reddick, Etor will have to step up. We would expect him to be the starter. He was a second-round pick. They compare him to JPP. The only thing they have in common is they got a hyphenated last name because he hasn't played like JPP. We haven't seen it. I have not seen it. All that raw talent people talked about him coming out of Penn State, I ain't seen it being put all together. This is the year to do it if he's going to do it, though. But is this an indictment? Because you got it's going to be, and Phil Snow was on record saying it's going to be by committee. It's going to be Etor. It's going to be Haynes. It's going to be Frankie. I understand there's a rotation, but we need somebody dependable that can be on the other side of the ball of Brian Burns. We need somebody. And do they not feel as confident because of watching his injury history? I don't know. But Frankie Louvu, he's going to get a shot. He talked about being played inside on rundowns, on the edge, and pass down in certain situations. Just because he has the speed, the motor, he can run and go get it, run and hit. It's almost time for kickoff of the finals. A couple more things real quick. Injury front, everybody looked okay going into training camp. I know Matt Rule talked about Davion Nixon. There were some other nicks and knacks everywhere else. Obviously, the vets rested, but nobody really with any concern except Davion Nixon. I know he's recovering from the ACL, but apparently this is something else that happened in his knee. They ideally and hopefully will be able to get him back by training camp, but we will see. We will see. Last but not least, we got to talk about the offensive line. Hit the thumbs up if you have not already. Subscribe if you have not already. We're going to close it out talking about this offensive line, mainly the left tackle position. The left tackle position. Matt Rule was asked today about Icky's progress and what he felt about it. I got a clip. I got a clip to play.
What does he need? And I think the next step beyond that is also to be like most rookie guys that start on the offensive line play at like a B- B level. I mean, we need him to play at like an A- level, A level. So he's not only has to fight to earn the job, but also play really well. And so. Again, I think for him, it's making sure he's in shape, making sure his body weight's where it needs to be, making sure that he's able to handle the rigors of camp. And then he's got to get the pads on. He's got to adjust to all the different pass rushes you're going to see. From the great players in this league. I think obviously the joint practices will be wonderful for him. Playing in preseason will be important for him. So I just think for him, it's about handling the volume of day after day. Working to excel, and hopefully. He's right here in town, I'm sure, so hopefully he trains at a high level and then shows up there and just attacks the grind of camp.
Matt, who gets the first reps at left tackle at Wofford?
I don't know if we know that yet. It'll be Brady or him. Camp's done a good job of kind of mixing that up. We really try to do a good job of not getting too caught up in hey, you're the one, you're the two. I know players could probably get caught up in that and everyone else, but Camp does a good job during practice of mixing combinations and I just know that Brady's one of our better players on the team, not just on the offensive line, but on the team. So, it's about finding the right spot for him, but letting those other guys compete as well. So, I don't know how we'll do that, when we get there, to be quite honest.
Matt Rule said he's undecided. He doesn't know how they'll do the left tackle position. Now, some people are like, what the heck? They throwing down their hats, they spitting, they talking all kind of trash. Like, Matt Rule, how can you draft the best left tackle or offensive lineman in the draft at number 6 and not know who's going to be getting the first team reps at left tackle. I talked about the video about what the O-line group looks like this offseason. I talked about the different combinations. I listed it. Go back and look if you haven't seen it. I talked about what combination we could put on the field. I understand. But it seems like they're trying their best. He talked about Brady Christensen being one of the best players on the team. They're trying to find a place to put him on the field. Obviously, Brady Christensen is a left tackle in college. Is that the best chance for him to get on the field? Because he did not look good at guard last year. He didn't look good. I think they're pretty much settled with him being on the left at this point, but I don't think he needs to be inside. People are saying that Ickey has the skills and the talent to play inside too. He hasn't played much there, but his nastiness, the willing to pancake, his athleticism, being good in space, he looks like a guard. Matt Rule has some concerns about him playing tackle against some of these elite pass rushers. So that's why they may be considering putting him at guard, getting Christensen on the field, see what happens in camp once they get the joint practices and stuff. That's what he talked about. I have another clip also asking Ickey what he thought about the position.
Is your goal to start at left tackle?
100%. I really, wherever coach wants, feels we can win, I'll play. I've said that since the very beginning. But I've been working a lot of left tackle. Honestly, be great. To be able to start there. Obviously, that's what I'm here for. I'm competing each and every day to earn that starting spot.
100%. His goal is to start at left tackle. That's what he's been working as he's been here. I know he was getting some reps with the twos, according to reporters today at left tackle, but he said that's what they brought me here for. We've needed blindside help since Jordan Gross hung it up. Since he hung up the cleats, we've needed help. We've had a different starting left tackle every season since then. All fans are thinking Ickey's the answer. They want to plug him in at day one, let him take his lumps, learn on the fly, have confidence enough in him to go from there. Some fans are saying put Brady Christensen at left tackle. He looked good down the stretch. Give him a chance to fail. If he fails, then bump Ickey to left tackle and go from there. There's a couple different combinations, which is good because you need depth and versatility, but I don't know. But Matt Rule was the one that said that Ickey may need some adjustments. Let's listen to Ickey. He was asked what anybody has told him about playing a certain position. Let's see what Ickey says.
What has Campen or anyone else told you about kind of left tackle versus left guard your rookie year?
Well, right now I've been, working just left tackle. I feel like that's kind of where Coach Campen sees me, but I've been able to kind of bump inside, at any point in my career. So I feel like if he needs me to play right side, needs me to bump inside, I'll be able to do it.
We all good?
Appreciate y'all.
One quick question. Have you looked at the schedule and seen the fact that if you're left tackle, you got Myles Garrett and then T.J. Watt, 1-2. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, it's something I'm excited for. Like I said, anytime you get to go against the best of the best, it only makes you better. It only shows you what you are as a player. So going up against the best of the best in this league, first 2 games is going to be a big test for me. Something I'm excited for, and something that I feel like I'll be ready for.
Now, you heard what he said. Asked him about Myles Garrett in week 1. And T.J. Watt after that. He said he's ready. He said he wanted to test how good he is. Going against the best. Why not? I like the mentality. But he also said that James Campen has been playing him at left tackle. Has told him that he wanted him to play. He said he thinks that's where he wants him at left tackle. So is there some push-pull between Campen and Matt Rule on who should be where? Is the only reason that Brady Christensen is really making a huge push at left tackle is because Matt Rule really likes Christensen and they have to find somewhere to play him? And he's not as versatile as a guy like Ickey? I think we've had a discussion with some of the other creators that if we find out that Ickey could be an all-pro guard from day one, like a Quentin Nelson or whatever at guard, and he plays all-pro level as a rookie, versus B-, take my lumps as a rookie at left tackle. But we could get similar production at Brady Christensen. Some people are saying it should be a no-brainer to start Ickey at guard, Christensen at left tackle, figure it out from there. And if you need to fall back to Ickey, do that. Now it seems like the same type of games. It seems like the same type of games. They don't know where they want to put guys, but they need to put them at one position they can focus on it and compete there. Maybe 1 or 2 but don't slide them up and down the offensive line unless you have a swing guy like that. Don't slide starting potential players up and down the line of scrimmage, having them playing out of position. I understand why players are fighting these demons. They feel like Matt Rule should have gave Brady Christensen more reps and Cam Irving was that bad. I agree 100%. Christensen played against Shaq Barrett and the Bucs a couple times, looked very solid in those starts. Looked very solid in his 3 starts. And his playing time that he played at left tackle. So some people are saying they're not surprised. They feel like Rule's going to mess this up again. I don't know. Maybe some people are saying that Rule's just pulling the wool over Icky's eyes to make him play better, they don't give him anything. To me, I honestly feel like if you draft a guy at number 6, you shouldn't have to play those type of mental games with him. He should be able to plug and play day 1 starter where you want him to play. I know Matt Rule has this predisposition to try to protect guys. I don't know if that's the college coach in him, but last year he put on record talking about trying to protect Sam Darnold. He didn't want to say the wrong thing. He didn't want to play the wrong thing, or didn't want to play Sam Darnold in preseason because he didn't want him to look too bad and didn't want to damage his confidence. Gave him guaranteed money on the 5th-year option, sight unseen, because they didn't want to damage his confidence. He's big on protecting players. I get it. But sometimes you got to throw these men to the wolves. That's what they're telling me about being a parent. Sometimes you gotta let me know. You gotta let your kids do what they want to do. You gotta let them spread their wings. You can't protect the kids your whole life. You gotta feel like the homework and the training and the prep that you did for them is gonna prepare them for the real world. You gotta hope that the draft, the evaluation, the off-season prep, your off-season program, your coaching, and the players around him will be able to let Icky get on the field and flourish. Just like a parent letting the kid leave the nest. You can't always protect your players. This is the NFL. It's a business. You heard what Taylor Heineke said. Taylor Heineke played pretty solid. They said that, do you think that you have any shot at starting? He said, no. Carson Wentz is making more money than me. I'm going to be the backup. I want to play, but it's just a business. Sometimes it just is what it is. It's a business. You can't be playing buddy friendly stuff. Taylor Heineke will probably end up playing better and get the position, but we'll see. But he got to stop babying these guys. Yes, this is a tough schedule, man. I'm not gonna lie. I have my doubts too. I want the best 5. I really don't care who it is. I don't care about the principle of who was drafted where. What I just want the best 5. I want the best 5, and I want them to be better than 32 or 31 in the league like they were last year. That's where I stand on this offensive line group. I just want the best 5, man. Now, who I think that is, we can get into that a little bit more. We have 5 weeks until training camp. I'm going to get into all kind of stuff and narratives and stuff like that. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be at training camp this year. I may not be on the sidelines with the reporters, but if you were subscribed last year, I'm going to be there again. So make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dunk On Demand and Instagram at Dunk On Demand. I'm going to do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Make sure you are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, I do recap and analysis of the Panthers. This has been a mini camp breakdown, man. I'm really excited about everything coming up. Like I said, if you have not subscribed to the channel, I'm Duck On Demand, Aaron Duncan. I do recap and analysis here on Necessary Blunt and Sports Talk. Subscribe to the video. I'm heading out in this video, guys. Get ready for the game. Go Dubs. Hopefully the Warriors wrap it up tonight. We get this thing out of here. We'll see what Game 6 Clay shows up. I'll see y'all guys in the next video, man. I appreciate you guys being around. Peace.